Hello, and welcome to Drinky Talky Thing number 147, where we have no idea what's going on and Gow can't remember his own fucking anniversaries.
I didn't even get in trouble, that's the worst thing. We both forgot. So
No, you forgot.
No,
she didn't.
Her first response when I said, by the way, a happy anniversary 3 days ago, was, God, what a shit, aren't we? So I think I'm off the hook.
No. Yeah. You're going to be in the trouble for this or many other reasons.
Yeah. We get married this year, it's fine. It'll just be another date to remember. So, games.
Yeah, let's see if we can get this one released faster than a month.
Yeah. We are not good at this.
But life's just got in the way. Anyway, yeah, we're DrunkenGamer. You know all this. Games. Batman, Arkham Knight. They've announced the third game in the Batman Arkham trilogy, which means that Rocksteady are not considering Batman Arkham Origins as a fucking real game.
Yeah, they're not a fan. I don't think anyone.
But it is going to be the end of the series. They have said the next game they make will not be a Batman.
Good. But as long as they take that fighting dynamic and put it in something else, I'm happy.
Well, every fucker else has, so they may as well.
Yeah. Well, I feel like take that fighting dynamic and apply it to Devil May Cry. So you got big bloody swords and guns, and that suddenly becomes awesome. Yeah,
it's such a good combat mechanic. So simple yet nuanced, and you could, if you got into the details of it, you could go really, really clever with it. But really, as long as you could press the square button fast enough, you pretty much won.
Yeah.
And the next one will have the Batmobile in it. It'll be a much bigger city, so it'll be pretty much the whole of Arkham. And Arkham Knight is actually a character in the comic. Whether that'll tie into the game, I don't know.
I've no idea.
But Batmobile.
I don't know enough about Batman. Is it
Arkham Knight's a new character, new comics.
Is it the Batmobile or is it the new Batmobile? Is it some British-built tank-like thing that is pretty awesome looking and drives across rooftops, or is it some edited Cadillac with? Oh,
this will be a proper. I'd imagine this would be a proper. I'm thinking Schumacher level Batmobile, because as corny as that film was, that was a fucking brilliant Batmobile.
So we're going old style Batmobile.
I'm going Joel Schumacher.
Is that jet engine in the middle sticking out the back and big tail fins?
Big tail fins, ridges down the bonnet, rocket launchers in the lights and all that shit.
Good. Camp Batman.
Zip wire that fires out the side to get you around corners faster. If they don't have that, they better have that. That's one element that needs to be there. The quick corner from, I think it was Clooney's Batman.
Yeah, I can picture it in my head.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking that's one way to get around the whole thing of,
corners.
Corners can be difficult mechanic to handle. Should it drift? Should it not? Is it going to feel realistic? Just
Batwire, hook onto the building, go around the corner.
And suddenly, perfect traction explained. You don't have to worry. There we go. We're just making the game for him now, aren't we? The Xbox One is named Product of the Year.
From the Product of the Year Awards.
In America.
Yeah. There is a group that call themselves Product of the Year Awards. And in order to win one of these, you have to be nominated for a category within the Product of the Year. They will then pull a percentage of the country that you're in, so America. What percentage of the country that is, considering in America they asked 40,000 people to answer this questionnaire.
Yeah. It's not exactly brilliant.
That's got to be 0.001%, I would have imagined.
Even then, to be fair though, it's America. So the Xbox One probably would win in the console wars. In America.
Well, they put it in the home entertainment category. A category that doesn't exist in the British version of the Product of the Year Awards.
But the thing is,
which means that they could have also been up against things like the iPad.
The rest of the other products though they list are things that you see in like the late night shopping channels.
They are all late night shopping channel things.
The best cleaning products, OxyClean #6. So What? I really don't care.
Best beverage went to an energy drink.
It ties in well.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
SK Energy Shot.
Do we even get that? I don't.
No, we
I
haven't
don't
got
think
that
we do.
yet.
No.
I think our beverage of the year went to Kenko.
Paddy has the best energy drink ever. It's this big, and it's actually a dilute version. Sorry, concentrated version.
It's a concentrated caffeine shot that you add into
You have to dilute it to drink it.
Yeah.
I want to see Paddy neck one. Just watch
not
him
gonna
bounce
happen.
around the room.
It's not going to happen. I drink enough energy drinks as it is. I was
No, there's two
briefly entertaining the option of buying some pure caffeine powder.
No. There's two outcomes to this. You down that and time stops, or you down that and your heart stops. It's a 50-50 chance.
But I am tempted. I was at one point tempted because I saw a recipe for caffeinated bacon. Because the caffeine powder is kind of crystalline.
Yeah.
So you sprinkle the caffeine powder. It's like candied bacon, but you use caffeine powder instead of sugar.
As genius as that is, I would just worry that one day you would accidentally mistake it for sugar and kill yourself. Because you don't need much caffeine to overdose.
No, this stuff is. But anyway,
Yeah, we shouldn't be laughing, but
Valve have updated and given developers control over their Steam discounts.
Yep.
This is good news because everybody loves a Steam sale.
Yeah, and now we're going to get more of them more often.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you will.
No, because they only really work when they're done in unison with Steam.
Yeah, they're going to be promoted, aren't they?
They've got to be promoted. It'll be useful to see developers having more control over their own pricing.
Yeah. The thing is, well, they'll be able to do their own promotional activity outside of Steam.
Well, I'm thinking more
And
that
direct it in.
more that if they weren't involved in the Steam sale directly, they'll be able to drop themselves into the Steam sale at the time that they see fit.
Yeah.
So games that weren't going to be in the Steam sale could suddenly change their mind and go, you know what, here you go.
Yeah. Screw it, let's be a part of it. Keith Sutherland...
Is a Pratt.
Sutherland has contributed to an unannounced Mortal Kombat game. So he says.
Yeah.
I don't think you're supposed to say this kind of stuff, are you?
Yeah, there's generally NDAs for a reason, and he clearly has breached one.
Yeah.
Um,
So apparently there's going to be a Mortal Kombat game coming out.
well, we knew there was going to be another Mortal Kombat. It's a good series. They've managed to revive it. The last Mortal Kombat was good.
Yeah. I was thinking on the way over though.
Yep.
How did Tekken get away with being the way it is for so long? You've got, in every single one, you've got multiple characters with the same moveset.
Yep.
And you can't help but think, well, this is just dialing it in.
Yeah.
I don't know what prompted it. Somebody made a joke layout of the roster for Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
What people want, and literally it was just filled and filled and filled with hundreds and hundreds of characters, and it's never going to happen. And it just made me think with Tekken, they just keep adding new characters, but they give them moves that already exist, and it's just...
Yeah.
As I've become an adult now, I realise that that's just lazy. That's just completely and utterly lazy. Sorry. That's my rant over. Carry on.
I'm not sure what my rant was. No, Mortal Kombat revived itself, and then... so yeah, it doesn't surprise me that there's another one on the way. It kind of makes me wonder what character they may be adding that he would be the appropriate voice for it.
Even then, it's not like they've
I
got...
can only think Johnny Cage.
I was just thinking, they've not got epic dialogue, have they, in Mortal
No.
Kombat? It's like, kind of finish him and then you do something and say something. I mean, it's not really
Unless they really are taking the piss and they're going to put the Toasty guy back and it's just Keith Sutherland popping up. Toasty!
I don't even know the Toasty guy.
Did you never see that?
No.
Just
no.
randomly in the early Mortal Kombats, there was just a guy that would pop up in the bottom corner, just picture of one of the development team that would pop up and go, Toasty! For no reason whatsoever.
Maybe you love Toasties. Everyone likes a
There
Toasties.
was a reason for it and I've long since forgotten it, but it just made no sense.
Yeah. In other news, the Xbox has had a price cut. But they're not struggling. They're just lowering the price because they can.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, it was already high to start with. So
It was too high and they've acknowledged it, basically. are we going to stick with Xbox One, or are we going to keep going random?
You can go on the Xbox One. Yeah.
Well, there's a few bits of Xbox One news, and the fact that they're finally getting Twitch streaming on about the 11th of March. Shockingly close to the release of Titanfall.
It's recently been announced as well. It's the second best-selling console in America.
Yes. What?
Well, everyone already knew that anyway. PlayStation wins every time. I just wanted to get
but
did they?
No, but did they actually? Has PlayStation actually beaten out?
I thought they had. Well, they sold 6 million worldwide.
Yeah, they sold 6 million worldwide. But
I'll tell you carry on, and I shall totally research this.
Twitch is coming to Xbox One on the 11th of March, right in time for Titanfall. Now, the good thing is, well, the annoying thing is, that it apparently streams in a slightly better quality than the PS4.
Full 720.
Yeah, they stream it streams its content at 720, whereas the PS4's is slightly below that, based on somebody analysing the outputted stream, and that's hardly a point in that they both stream at 30 frames per second. So it does. We've been through this argument before. Frame rate, resolution is not as important as frame rate. What pisses me off, though, is that Xbox One will get archiving.
Yeah.
Will get archiving before from get-go, whereas PS4 still doesn't. And 1 second, while Gow continues looking that up, I'm going to quickly plug the camera into a charger before the battery dies.
Oh, is it dying? It turns out the website I use isn't mobile friendly. So all I'm doing here is poking at a screen while nothing happens.
Well done.
Yeah. What we're talking about? I've completely lost the...
my annoyance to the fact that the PS4 isn't able to archive its fucking videos.
Ah, yeah. Which would be useful. Oh dear, I just closed the bookmark manager. We don't need that. Who needs that, right?
What's it? So you've got to skip an advert to get to the homepage, and then the homepage has got a full page overlay advert.
Yeah.
That's bollocks.
Right, where's
PS4's down there.
Where?
There. 22nd, 2.7 million sold in North America. The Xbox One is 2.43.
So it is
million.
outselling the Xbox One in America, which is
holy
hell.
Fuck. That's
at the same
some...
time, this happens and Jack What's-His-Face steps down.
Jack Trenton, yeah. He's moved on. His contract was coming to an end. He's been in charge of Ski for a while.
Yeah, let's not even attempt it. Yeah.
Ski?
Well, it's got an A at the end on it. The American one.
Yeah, that's why I went up.
Oh, ski.
Ski.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, so bye-bye. But carry on. Yeah. Xbox. Where are we going with that?
I'm not sure. You made me lose track.
This is how my brain works. It was Xbox One. You mentioned the fact that it's had a price cut. We then went on to something else. I got sidetracked with
statistics.
How many they'd sold. And then we mentioned Jack leaving Sony. We very quickly segued into another thing before finishing all the Xbox news.
Yeah.
And
okay, random line.
I closed... Twitch. Better resolution, same frame rate, and can archive.
Yeah.
PlayStation can't do that. Paddy cries himself to sleep. I think that sums it up.
Pretty much sums it up. We're going to have to... Cell Damage. Cell Damage was a brilliant PS2 and Xbox game. 3D, cel-shaded kart racer where you blew the shit out of each other. Mario Kart for that generation.
Yeah. I don't remember it at all.
Do you not?
No. I remember PlayStation, I had Street Racer. Which was a crazy-ass game, which I realise in hindsight wasn't very good, but I have fond memories of watching my mum with a PlayStation controller doing this.
That's
not how it works, Mum!
Did you not do the lean?
No.
Everybody knows that leaning makes a difference.
Yeah, but the thing is, I like to find... I like to find?
You like to find?
I found that people that can play a console game lean.
Yeah.
People that can't turn.
I've never looked at that.
It even resulted in me... I bought a controller...
Yeah.
Which had It looked very much like, you know, that concept controller that had the big curved...
The boomerang, the PS4 boomerang.
It looked like that, but it had sensors in it. So you could steer. And I bought that specifically for my mum. It was shit and she still crashed. But she went around corners a bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But Cell Damage is being remastered, remade in high definition. I look forward to seeing what happens with that, because that's one of those games that it solidified that generation.
I've just realised I had a precursor to the Wii about 15 years before it came out.
Yeah.
That's depressing.
Well,
I'm trying to think who made it now.
Anybody that owned a Virtual Boy has got to be kicking themselves and going, "Fuck's sake, I had an Oculus!"
Yeah, I'm sure it's exactly what they're thinking, not I wasted my life. I'm sure it was a Piranha or something like that, the controller.
No, I'm thinking of the Wavebird, but that was just the Wi-Fi GameCube controller. No, I have no idea.
Carry on, I'm going to Google.
There's a lawsuit going on at the minute between Gearbox and Interceptor Entertainment.
Okay.
Interceptor are the company that bought 3D Realms. 3D Realms, as part of the shutdown, sold all the rights to Duke Nukem to Gearbox. 3D Realms, owned by Interceptor, are making Duke Nukem Mass Destruction, a top-down RPG game based on Duke Nukem.
Right.
Gearbox are suing them because they say, "Hang on, we own all the rights to Duke Nukem."
Yeah, this is a weird one, isn't it?
And Interceptor are going, "We're not worried about this lawsuit. We're sure we're right." Now, I've suddenly realised why they think they're right.
Okay.
Because if they've done it right, 3D Realms will have sold Gearbox the rights to all Duke Nukem FPS games, and they're making a Duke Nukem RPG. That could be the legal grey area that they're trying to take advantage of here.
I'd be curious to see how this plays out. They clearly they think they've got a strong case because you wouldn't make a game unless you thought...
Well, not only would you not make a game, you wouldn't make public statements saying
we're
not too worried, we think we're in the right.
Yeah.
But clearly something's gone wrong because we're facing a lawsuit.
I can't wait to see the detail. Why they think they're right, why Gearbox think they're wrong. Because currently this is all very much, we're suing you, nobody really knows why, just because you're making this game. And they're saying,
we're suing you because you're making a Duke Nukem game, but we're fine because we're within the word of the law, so fuck you, Gearbox.
I can't wait to see what they're going to do with a Duke Nukem RPG top-down kind of thing.
I reckon Duke could transfer...
It'd be quite interesting.
Yeah, I reckon Duke... Think old school Fallout.
Yeah.
But the comedy of Duke in an old school Fallout setting.
It'd keep you playing it, wouldn't it? No.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. On Live! It's back!
No, we should talk about it. It's quite negative in EA's face.
But do we have to be negative towards EA?
Come on, it's EA and it's microtransactions. It's very likely that there will be microtransactions in Plants vs Zombies.
Yeah, they've stated that they will not try to make money from DLCs. Yeah. There will be no DLCs for Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare, which is a game I really want to get my hands on but don't want to buy an Xbox One for. But... yeah, it's sounding like they're going to have microtransactions in there. And not everything has to have fucking microtransactions. Jesus H. fucking Christ.
Paddy's not a fan of microtransactions.
I'm not a fan of them. Nobody's a fan of them. Show me one person who's a fan of microtransactions. No, I'm sorry. They can work. They have their place in the right games.
And it has to be so you don't have to pay a subscription.
Yeah.
But you don't just stick them in a game that otherwise wouldn't have them.
Yeah. Completely free games that then have optional microtransactions, fine. Full-priced game that I've paid 40 quid for, then charge me bits for extra, get fucked.
I always try and think to myself, before we start a podcast, is keep your language clean. Try your best. But fucking hell. They don't understand gamers at all.
No.
Do they? Well, they do. They understand they can make money off this. Which, depressingly, they can.
Yeah.
But they shouldn't. And it is going to come to a point where people just give up. Anyway. On Live is back.
No, this is actually good news. Because they never technically went away.
They just went really quiet.
Yeah.
Really
They
quiet.
just got really quiet for a while. Now, On Live was the other cloud streaming service balancing out Gaikai before Sony bought Gaikai.
Yeah. And then On Live
Went bankrupt.
went bankrupt but came back the same day with majority of the same staff, but suddenly nobody had any investment in it.
Yes.
What the fuck? Right,
That basically they sold the entire company and its debts to another company who then managed to somehow, through a legal loophole, write off its entire debt.
Yeah. There was something not right about the entire...
Yeah.
It looked as seedy as hell. I'm informed it was to the letter of the law, but let's be honest, law in America is just...
Yeah. Well, basically, it came out... So they kept dealing with their subscribers, and their subscribers have been happy dealing with a lackluster service that didn't really work on the internet connections that are available out there at the minute. And the fact that they had to buy extra copies of their games. Now they are relaunching themselves, making a bit of a song and dance at the minute because they're coming back. Only this time they've fully integrated with Steam. And what that means is that as long as this game is on the On Live collection, if you own it on Steam, you also own it on Live.
Yep.
And your save game will transfer between the two.
So basically, you can take your Steam games anywhere with practically any device.
Yeah. As long as they aren't owned by certain companies. Those companies include... EA, Activision, Ubisoft.
So if your game is made by a big developer, you've got no chance. If it's made by an indie, you've probably still got no chance. Who can you play a game by? So
no.
EA, Activision, and Ubisoft are like the three...
King, yeah.
The three big dogs in the gaming
There's
world.
a lot of games missing from On Live's archive so far, and they're apparently in talks to get those, and the partnerships are in the works, and so on and so forth. But you've still got to have the £7 a month subscription. You've still got to have the game already on Steam, which for EA counts out anything in the recent past because it's all been Origin only.
It's taken it, yeah.
It's a step in the right direction.
Yeah. The issue we face is, although competition is good, having all these competing services, when everyone goes exclusive, it's not competing anymore. So
yeah, it's a step in the right direction. On Live had the problem that I already own a very powerful gaming PC. I'm going to buy my games for the very powerful gaming PC. I'm not going to buy it for some cloud service, even though I could use a cloud service. I now would be On Live's main target. I have the gaming PC, but I am on the road a lot. I travel a lot. My work laptop can't play games. Well, it can. It shouldn't. It doesn't. Please, if anybody's working.
yeah, by games he means Boggle online.
Yeah. However, it could very easily play an On Live stream.
Not that you need to, because you just get an emulator and Pokemon.
I don't
There's
want
no
to
need
play.
to play another game ever because you have Pokemon. I've become addicted. I've become like 12-year-old me.
Yeah.
It's bad. Sorry, carry on.
But the fact that it can be done means that would make sense for me. I would be their prime customer, but I'm not going to pay another £7 a month.
Yeah. It's to be fair, it's one of those things that is perfect if it worked the way it says it does.
Yeah.
Having not tried it, I don't want to pass judgment, but I think streaming a game off of our infrastructure,
you know what
a hotel infrastructure, is going to be really
you want to know what
pushing.
I'd take instead of having to pay £7 a month? Having a constant banner advert at the bottom of my gameplay.
Oh, fuck that. No, I'd pay $7.99 a month every time.
I wouldn't. I'd happily take an advert on the stream.
I'm just imagining that you're playing a game and all of a sudden this ad pops up and you can't see how many bullets you've got left. You can't see something.
Obviously, you'd have to tailor it to the game that is in play, but if there was an advert on the screen, it wouldn't bother me because I'd just be thinking of it like playing it on the tablet.
I remember many moons ago, I think it's been implemented in a few games now, of having proper advertisements in games.
Yeah.
And if that could be fed into...
Yeah.
That would work perfectly, but as far as I know,
Xbox have that service.
Yeah.
All of their racing games, all of their sports games have automatic adverts, up-to-date adverts on all the billboards because they're fed in by a separate service.
Well, there you go. You just need that, but on live, job done.
Yeah. Somebody who runs a hedge fund has suggested that Nintendo should release Mario on the mobile. And that the market would take a 99p microtransaction to be able to jump slightly higher.
Yeah. This person doesn't understand games, doesn't understand Mario, and basically has just filled their ideas with lots of business buzzwords. What's popular at the minute? Mobile, microtransactions, Mario. Job done.
In effect, in his defence, were Mario released on mobile, it would make a lot of money. Were there a small transaction to be able to run slightly faster and jump slightly higher, it would sell.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of fucking retards out there who would buy it. And it would be a short-term success for Nintendo. Long-term, it would destroy the Nintendo brand. It would destroy the Nintendo ethos.
They're the good guys.
And would effectively kill the company in my estimation, 5 years.
Well, it's that whole thing. They've become another EA.
Yeah.
We don't want another EA. There isn't a Half-Life 3, says Gob Newell. Fuck you.
I want to load that link up because there were some interesting things. He did
totally got rid of it. Sorry.
He did an AMA and Ask Me Anything on Reddit. God, he's looking old.
Yeah, fat.
He's getting rounder.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm looking at him now, and the song "Wrecking Ball" has just popped into my head.
It's like his head looks like one.
Yeah.
So what good, Kip? That's really mean, but still. Favourite non-Valve video game? Mario 64.
It's a good choice. It's a very good game.
How do you feel about the internet's obsession with you? It's entertaining my friends. Did you intentionally give 3 minutes 30 notice of your cancelled AMA on the 3rd of the 3rd just to torture us? No.
I love the amount of these that are just one-word answers.
Do you ever play
Team Fortress 2 on a secret Steam account? Yes.
Bastard.
Why did you choose Valve as a company name? Because it was better than Rhino Scar.
Nice. How many hours a week would you say that you spent actually playing video games, and what's your account favourite? Dota 2 and 20 hours
this week, yeah.
Get to fucking work, Gabe. No wonder Half-Life 3 hasn't come out.
Yeah.
It's harsh.
Yeah.
What improvements will we see of Source 2?
Improvements will be increasing productivity of content creation. That focus is driven by the importance we see in user-generated content going forward. A professional developer at Valve will put up with a lot of pain that won't work if the users themselves have to create content. So they're going heavy on the user-generated. And for the future of gaming, it's got to be something that's looked at by everyone. UGC is powerful tools because you're divesting a maybe 200-man development team into a 70,000-man development team. That's why the rumour last week of Mario Kart 8 having a track builder isn't as outlandish as it might seem.
Yeah. Well, it is though, but not because of the nature of what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's the nature of Nintendo.
Yeah, it's the nature of Nintendo that will put the kibosh on that.
Yeah.
However, if they didn't, fuck it, could you imagine?
Oh, it'd be brilliant. But by Gabe.
Yeah. Which one do you want to go with? Do you want to go Molyneux? You want to go Whack Job number 1 or Whack Job number 2?
Whack Job number 1. There is going to be a Shaq Fu 2. It rolls off the tongue quite well. Shaq Fu is a notoriously bad game featuring Shaquille O'Neal.
No. It wasn't notoriously bad. It was just fucking bad.
It was E.T., but Shaquille O'Neal.
Yes.
It was.
They buried a lot of copies.
Exactly. It's not a good game.
It is.
So
landfill.
they thought it was the perfect IP to dig back up and create another one. So there's an Indiegogo campaign. You can go and donate and. Yeah, go on.
Shaquille O'Neal now wants to basically, there is no way that this is being pushed by anybody other than Shaquille O'Neal himself. He has clearly run out of his millions, or getting close to the end of his millions, because he has now gone to Indiegogo to fund for the tune of nearly $500,000.
Yeah. Even worse is the fact that it's
to recreate and re-release a updated version of Shaq Fu. One of the worst, if not the worst game, and don't say damnation because I know that's what's going through your head. Okay, yeah.
Didn't even work.
Yeah. One of the worst games ever made.
Yeah. But, to add insult to injury, they're not even working on the usual principle of if it doesn't reach its goal...
This is it. They've gone to Indiegogo rather than Kickstarter, where these things traditionally should end up.
Yeah.
Now, I like Indiegogo. I've funded things on Indiegogo because it has two modes. Kickstarter has you reach the target or you get nothing. Indiegogo has fully funded, which is you reach the target or you get nothing, but we take a smaller cut. Or partially funded, which is what the Shaq Fu campaign has gone under, which means they get everything that has been
essentially
done.
It's a donation.
Yeah, they get everything regardless of whether the final thing gets funded, and considering they're asking for nearly $500,000, they are not going to hit their fucking target, but they will get the money anyway, and Indiegogo will just take a bigger cut of it.
Yep. So, Peter Molyneux said Fable 3 was a train wreck.
Yeah.
I'm starting to like Molyneux more and more now that he's independent. Now he's got nobody pulling strings.
He doesn't have anybody telling him you really need to shut up now. It does mean he gets to get a bit more batshit crazy than he was before.
Yeah, hence a cube where you poke. Poke the cube.
Yeah, but now that you realise that was a tech demo...
I was still poking a cube.
I never poked it. I never.
I poked the cube. I tried writing my name and some other dick came along and tried. So yeah, not
This
happy.
is why I didn't, because I don't know I'd have been that dick.
Yeah. You'd have edited it so it said something worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, poking a cube. He's got some weird ideas. He's genuinely making games that I want to play now.
Yeah.
And he seems to have turned his back on that dark period of his life where he was under Microsoft.
It is a bad time, and shall we stick a song in now?
Yes. Yes, and pee break.
Welcome back. We stuck a song in there. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what song it was.
Yeah. We'll know at the end when we edit it in, right?
You'll know one time. Watch a podcast.
I should.
Once.
I should. Even people I work with have watched them. I found that a bit cringeworthy, really. To be fair, I found the entire podcast a bit cringeworthy. But it's fine. Let's move on.
Let's move on to the other stupid thing that's happening this week. And that's the announcement of the Warner Brothers Minecraft movie.
Moving on.
I am sure that is going to be fascinating for the entire half an hour of punching a log to make some sticks, to make a
I'd be
pickaxe.
curious how they do that. If they have a sense of humour, it'd be like, I've managed to craft this. How did you do that? I have no idea. Because it makes no sense. If you have wood and stone, suddenly you have an axe. No, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
A rock and a few bits of wood do not make an axe.
Well, they did if you go far enough back in... Because flint.
Well, yeah, but not a random rock by the side of the road, which
but
suggests.
The right shaped rock.
You're not collecting pointy shaped rocks, you're collecting rock.
Well, there are limitations. But yeah, I can see where you're going. And there's... I can only think they'd have to make it about... I'm trying to think how they could make a Minecraft film. Because it'd have to be vanilla Minecraft, so you've got to take all the mods out of the equation.
Right, so no guinea pigs.
So no guinea pigs, no hamsters, no clones. Which means you've got digging, finding materials, zombies.
So basically it's a lesson in the futility of life.
Yeah.
You're going to dig until you fall into lava.
Basically, it's a zombie survival film where you eventually get to take on a giant black dragon.
I feel like we've had this before.
Yeah.
And
there's occasionally a villager that tries to sell you shit for emeralds.
Yeah, why not? The new Division boss for Xbox, Mr. Elop himself, originally wanted to sell it off.
Yeah, he was angling for the role of Microsoft CEO, and then Satya Nadella got it instead, and has appointed Elop. What's his first name?
Stephen Elop, isn't it?
Stephen Elop.
Stephen?
We're going to go with Steve.
I don't think it is.
Dave Elop. They've announced him as... Satya Nadella has put him in charge of Xbox, a company that he himself said, if he'd been made CEO of Microsoft overall, he would have sold off.
Yeah, I want to point out as well, Elop is... If we go through his recent history... So he left Microsoft, went to Nokia, drove their share price so low that Microsoft then bought Nokia.
Yep.
Moved back to Microsoft in that merger, or purchase.
Yep.
And has now been moved up to head of Microsoft Xbox bits.
Yeah, so basically they're trying to drive the price of Microsoft Xbox down so that they can flog it off. Because no fucker will buy it at its current price.
Look at it this way. In any other field...
Oh yeah, he'd have been unemployable.
Would you take someone that has taken the biggest
you may be forced,
mobile phone name?
Yeah, you may be forced to take him as an employee. You wouldn't have fucking put him back in a position of power.
He is just... Unless that was their plan all along.
Unless it's contractual that they can't actually demote him.
Well, they don't have to demote him, but they don't have to promote him.
Yeah, but they couldn't leave him in charge of the Nokia brand either.
Well, he is now. Because it's devices, isn't it?
Yeah, but devices is Xbox and Surface.
Oh, right, it doesn't cover the...
It doesn't cover, because mobile is a separate branch.
Right, fair enough. Either way, why? Why would you hire someone that has taken
unless they're deliberately trying to get rid of him by putting him in front of two failing brands?
Oh, that's harsh.
Surface and Xbox.
So when they do get
so if the Xbox tanks by their projections, it won't tank in general, but if it tanks by their projections, and Surface is bound to tank. Yeah. It already is.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
Well, it depends how you define tanking. They can't keep up with demand currently. But pinch of salt, because I just don't think they're making many.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a lot of people in the channel asking Microsoft where the hell are our Surfaces, we need them. Because some guy put an order in. But, yeah, it just means they're not making any.
But if they put him in front of brands that prove not as profitable as Target, basically give him high expectations because Surface is a rising brand and Xbox One is a rising brand and you haven't met your targets, get the fuck out.
There could be more to this. It's like people said at the time when Nokia tanked.
Yeah.
There's something not quite right here. Was this the plan all along? It makes you wonder, doesn't it? I know it's only like it is a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
But for somebody to go from Microsoft to Nokia, plummet Nokia, which takes real effort.
Yeah.
Move back to Microsoft and get promoted.
It took some quite solid effort to get Nokia to the failure that it was.
Yeah. But now there is a Nokia Android phone for developing markets, but there is a Nokia Android phone and it has a Windows-esque skin on it, which I think is quite cool.
See, I don't mind that. I don't mind the Windows 8 boxy interface. I don't mind the Windows mobile interface. Even Windows 7 interface is good.
Windows has the best interface, as far as I'm concerned. But it doesn't have anything to back it up. There's no apps, there's no software, there's just...
A properly selected set of widgets for an Android UI can give the Windows UI for mobile a run for its money.
Yeah, but you really have to... That's what I mean, it's careful selection, whereas Windows just does it out of the box.
Yeah.
Windows is very, very nice.
Very, very intuitive out the box.
Yeah, exactly. It's what iOS used to be.
Yeah.
Now iOS is just kind of mess. A flat UI gone too far.
And lack of... I'm sorry, but the lack of immediate knowledge of what's happening. The fact that... Yeah, icons are great. But when you know you've got an email in, having the Windows thing, even on 7, the tiles that turn over that tell you what your notification's about, the things that just peel over and go, give you...
A bit more in-depth.
The Twitter, when you've got a new notification on Twitter, the Twitter tile will turn over and tell you what that... Give you as much of that as it can fit into the tile that you've given it.
Yeah.
Something that simple really makes a difference.
Yeah. You don't have to do anything. You just look at your phone and, oh, look.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kickstarter has surpassed
$1
billion.
billion.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
Say it.
1 billion. I'm not sure what accent it was.
Is it Borat and Dr. Evil had a child?
Yes.
It's got a silly amount of money gone through it now.
And the majority of that has been through gaming type Kickstarters.
All for the better as far as I'm concerned. We've had the Pebble, which was awesome.
Yep.
We've had lots of other things that were awesome. We've had some
Oculus.
cool games. Oculus. My brain no working.
Not Broken Sword. No, Broken Sword got a Kickstarter and
awesome.
The next game in that franchise was pushed through. The Double Fine Kickstarter, the one that made all the brands.
I was going to say the Psychonautsy one, which, yeah, Double Fine.
Oh yeah.
It's probably best you don't say anything about that.
No, because they've
once that was one we called. It failed miserably.
It failed miserably to the point where Ouya games are now no longer exclusive to the Ouya and will be available on any Android device that's capable of playing them.
Quelle surprise.
But you have to have an Android device with a hardware capability similar to the Ouya, which by the end of this year pretty much everybody will.
Every phone.
No.
What?
There was quite a bit of a more advanced, a bit more powerful tech in the Ouya than your average phone. However, the G2 is the level of the Ouya.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Nice.
We'd kind of at that point discounted the Ouya as a thing.
Yeah, everything moves on too quickly, doesn't it, for it to be worthwhile. Yeah. Awesome.
But $1 billion. So there's a lot gone through Kickstarter, and there's so much stuff that didn't get kickstarted. And I've always wanted to have a project.
I think everyone likes a project. And mine was my joysticks, but then it was over too soon, even though I haven't finished it. It's over. It's physically in one piece. To me, that's the project finished. Which is not the best definition, but it's nice to have something in it.
No, but I've got a few ideas that I'd love to throw at Kickstarter. The problem is, I know I don't have the time to back them up. I know I've got ideas in this head that would get kickstarted. I'd get enough money to get them off the ground. I just know that when it get to the other side, I wouldn't have enough time.
The point is, you're supposed to leave your job.
Yeah, but that's the problem. I don't think I'd be able to justify... I wouldn't be able to go to Kickstarter for the projects that I can think of and feel right asking them for enough money to justify the year or two's wages I'd need
to get it done.
To get it done. I'd only want to ask for the money needed to get it done. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But look at it this way. You maybe don't pay yourself, but pay everyone else. Then you can keep your job and just manage it on the side.
But I don't think I'd want to be involved as it.
Well, there you go. Then quit your job and get paid, damn it. Pay yourself the bare minimum. So, the European Commission is examining...
The European Commission is talking to Apple and Google this month about the microtransaction situation, the free game.
Because it's never free.
Because they're never free, and it's good that the European Commission are looking at it and examining it properly. Because if for some reason that the European Union decides, hang on, you can no longer label games as free games.
It's that word free that really is...
Yeah.
It's not right. It's not true.
No. Free games, free-to-play games with adverts are free-to-play games.
Yeah.
Free-to-play games with microtransactions, that's where you start getting into dangerous territory, because there's two different categories there. There's free-to-play games where the microtransactions are optional, and there's free-to-play games where the microtransactions are theoretically optional, but they literally have designed the game around the idea that you will fucking pay, you lazy little bastard.
Yeah. As in, oh, sorry, you can't pass this. You need 100 keys to get through this door.
That I've
You
checked.
currently
No,
have one.
I've checked. I've loaded the game up again.
Can you now go past the door?
I haven't loaded it up that far, but you don't need as many keys.
Oh, cool.
You don't have to replay. The entire world map's been redesigned. I'm sure that they've got rid of that gating shit.
It's a shame I've uninstalled it, I'll be honest.
Instead of the map where you've got multiple branches, you've just got one line
We're
now.
both talking about Plants vs. Zombies, right? Yeah. Yeah, good.
Although, Plants vs. Zombies, reminds me, Humble Bundle.
Is it in there?
The Humble Weekly Bundle for charity is a PopGap collection. Bejeweled, Bookworm, Zuma, Peggle.
Awesome.
All Mac capable.
There we go. That's my life gone.
Peggle. Just give Fiona Peggle.
What is it about Peggle? I don't understand.
It's Plinko.
You just keep going.
It's Plinko.
And there's no reason to carry on.
It's the reason Sega are still with us.
Oh, what was that other one we liked? The one where you run and kick.
Dive kick.
No, you kick your children. You're a weird thing, and you kick your offspring into like a Peggle-like world.
Oh, that was.
What was it? Kicking Mama.
Yeah, Kicking Mama.
That was fun.
Kicking Mama, which was Spawn.
It was like Peggle, but you kick your kids. I mean, what else do you want? Yeah, should we move on? Gran Turismo 5.
Hothead Games, because they made... there were spores and sporlings, and...
Yeah.
There was a PS3 game, and I've got it, and it's brilliant. Because the game is just about killing them in the most amusing ways. Oh, well, you're not supposed to kill them, but the worlds were just designed to mutilate them.
Yeah, I remember that game now, and I wanted it. I've even forgot what that's called. It wasn't that long ago.
No.
We're broken. It's probably the alcohol. It kills brain thingies. Gran Turismo 5 DLC.
They disproved that.
Yeah.
They chemically disproved that. It doesn't actually kill any brain cells. We're just retarded.
It just turns them off a little bit. Right, so Gran Turismo 5 DLC, get it now or lose it forever.
And
they're turning it all off on April 30th.
Yeah, basically April 30th, all the GTA... get that right. GT5 servers will go offline. The GTA 5 servers will stay online for quite some time, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Particularly now as they're making quite substantial amounts of money from the microtransactions.
But have they finally put heists in?
I
It's the only thing I'm waiting for.
I have no fucking idea.
I'll be honest, I'm tempted to trade it in. Twitch plays Pokemon. Beat Pokemon. It's over. It's done.
Yeah.
We mentioned it, but yeah.
I'd try and trade it in, but I'd have to fucking finish it first.
Yeah. Fair enough.
They beat Pokemon. They went on to play Pokemon Crystal. We've talked about that in the talking point. US tax plan. The US government are working on a plan to give tax credits to US companies in order to allow them to better perform on the international market. However, there is a single line in this legal stance that says this tax credit will not be able to be applied for by the makers of violent video games. Now that is how it's advertised as the limitation. However, the wording of the limitation, according to one of the tax experts that's trying to tell them not to fucking go through with this, is that by the makers of entertainment software. Which means that anybody that makes software, because every piece of software can be classified as entertainment, if you use the right provision. I mean, think about it. You can play Pac-Man in Word if you wish. You could make art with Excel.
Yeah, this is the problem. Potentially they could argue it either way, but fundamentally it's backwards anyway.
Well, there's one big flaw in this entire thing. Even if you go back to the argument of violent video games. Okay, classify violent.
Exactly.
Make me a statement that clearly states what is violent.
Yeah. Because we have a lot of childlike violence where it's like hitting someone with a spanner, they don't die, they just get dizzy and fall over.
Uh-huh.
Is that violence or is that...
Well, the Powerpuff Girls have got a game out now.
Exactly. Well, Powerpuff Girls, is that violence? You're beating the living crap out of things. So...
You are beating the crap out of a deformed monkey.
Well, there you go.
Think about it, the Powerpuff Girls were just beating the fuck out of a deformed monkey.
Good old Mojo Jojo. Yeah, it's
the
true.
fact that they got rebooted and gave it an anime makeover, and that was fucking ridiculous. Yeah, they're back.
Oh.
They're back on TV. I'm flicking through channels because I've still got the cartoon channels. And Powerpuff Girls are back, and they've been animated up.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
Apple have asked for a veto on Arizona's controversial anti-gay bill, which
yes.
I don't think that's what the bill's called. And it's not a person called Bill who's a bit anti-gay. They're passing laws to give
basically,
you the rights
Arizona State are on a state level trying to pass a law that will allow business owners the right to refuse service on grounds of sexual preference.
See, weirdly, I'm in two minds here. I know this sounds really bad, but let me air it out.
Yep.
If you own your business, you should be, as far as I'm concerned, allowed to refuse business to anyone you want.
Yes.
Because it's your business, you choose who you do business with. I understand the other side of this argument as well, because obviously you could then potentially discriminate against massive groups of people, get together with your mates and all discriminate against large groups of people, just because you don't like them, because you have backwards views. But, fundamentally, I'm not quite sure which side of this argument should win.
Now, this is the thing. Now,
Like
they're already allowed to refuse service to anybody that they choose to not to refuse service to.
As long as they have grounds for it.
As long as they have grounds. And the grounds can be as simple as, I'm sorry, but that customer didn't look like he was going to pay. I'm sorry, I didn't like the look of that customer. I'm sorry, whatever. It's the fact that they're actually...
Yeah, they're actually saying anti-gay.
They're actually stating that it's sexual preference. That is now a valid reason to refuse.
It was like the word sexual preference as well. Well, I prefer men, but I'll take. It's just preference doesn't sound like the correct word when we're talking about orientation. Yes. Preference.
Well, I'm thinking, it may be orientation.
But I suppose they probably still think it's a choice, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, he just chooses to be gay. He loves the bum. I genuinely don't.
Yeah, but the fact that they're trying to enshrine something like this in law, that's what's wrong. Yeah, business holders have every right to be prejudiced, prejudiced, homophobic, anti-black, dickheads to their heart's content. Don't give them a fucking legal backing for it. Is the problem. And Apple and numerous other companies across Arizona, because Apple have quite a big base in Arizona, have appealed to their state government to veto this law. Have appealed to the senator to veto it completely, because they've said, if you don't, we're off. You've tried this shit before. And they have. About 5 years ago, they tried to ban something related to... I can't remember what it was. But they tried to do some kind of legal stunt that was frowned upon, and a lot of companies walked away. And the economy of the state went fucking downwards.
I find it odd. I have this kind of nagging thing in the back of my head that you shouldn't try and control things too much.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, if I was on the receiving end of that and somebody refused me access to anything, I would just think, fuck you. You can't do that. I don't know where I stand on any of this. I should probably have a political view, but I just don't.
One of the most it sounds a bit wrong, but one of the most interesting views on this entire Arizona thing is... Find George Takei's blog.
He has some awesome stuff, doesn't he?
Because he's chipped in on this, but he's the one that put me on to the fact that this is the second time Arizona's tried to pass a law this controversial. And the first time they did it, they lost billions.
Yeah, silly mans. Right, shall we move on to Verizon saying gamers should pay more for bandwidth? Verizon, you're wrong. Gamers don't even use that much bandwidth whilst playing games.
No.
It's just downloading the patches.
Here's the dangerous thing. Because Verizon are saying this at the same time that Comcast...
The Netflix argument.
Yes. You know about the Netflix argument, and you know about the fact that Netflix have had to pay an absorbent amount to Comcast for direct peering. Did you not know about that?
No, I didn't know they paid. I thought the whole net neutrality thing kind of was just you provide a pipe, they use it.
No. Basically, Comcast have been unofficially proven by anybody with a modicum of internet access and a suitable checking piece of software. Comcast have been throttling Netflix for quite some time. And now all of a sudden the throttling has gone away because Netflix and Comcast have come to an agreement to provide direct peering. So that is direct connection to the Netflix servers via Comcast. Now, what makes this very, very shaky ground is that Netflix already had a direct peering service. And they were providing that service for free to any provider that wished to buy into it. And Comcast, Verizon, and a couple of other Time Warner
decided not
cable services refused to sign in to the free direct peering service that Comcast were providing through, I think it's Level 1 is the provider. So they've had to buy from Comcast a secondary direct peering service via Comcast for Comcast customers. So Comcast have managed to break net neutrality unofficially.
Because you have to pay for... Yeah. Well, either way, American companies suck and we don't have any of those problems here. We just don't have any bandwidth. Steam family sharing is now available to all.
I'm sorry, no, this net neutrality thing really has to be...
Yeah, I know, but you could go on this for hours.
I don't want to go on this for hours, but fucking... I'm appalled at Netflix for caving. If I was Netflix, I would have saved my money, spent that money proving that Comcast were throttling me, and then taken that to Senate and gone, hang on, what about this whole net neutrality bullshit?
Yeah, the problem is that the US as a whole isn't quite decided yet.
Yeah.
Because they keep trying to pass new legislation
I
to
know.
allow people to do this kind of crap. But either way,
But it's going to
Steam family sharing!
No! Because it's going to screw us all over. Because the moment America managed to fucking push this shit through, and people are able to pay, the internet service providers are able to charge companies for priority access over the network, we're all fucked.
it's not going to happen.
Yes, our 2 listeners will be able to not get our podcast because they won't have been paying the priority by Apple.
It's not going to happen, though. But the fact of the matter is, you could have... People will find a way around it. There's always a way around everything. If it detects traffic type, you encrypt it. If it detects source, well, fuck knows what you do, but you find some way around it.
I suppose there is that point that KC can't detect the difference between Netflix and normal HTTP traffic.
Yeah, which would probably explain why it says I'm browsing the web a whole lot.
Yeah. It also can't detect the difference between HTTP traffic and my BitTorrent traffic. Because I use a different client than everybody else.
Funny enough, did you know that Steam family sharing is now available to all?
You're getting there, right?
Yeah.
You want there.
Yeah. That's it, actually. It's available to everyone.
They've gone from
nuts.
they've gone from the beta to the open, and I will be connecting my Steam to everybody I know as soon as possible.
And the Counter-Strike co-creator says FPS games are not exciting as they used to be. That's because everything's been done, and even the new Counter-Strike game didn't introduce anything.
No, Global Offensive didn't add anything new.
No, they still can't defuse bombs. They still do this over a bomb. Like, they're doing it by force. They don't touch the bomb. They don't interface with it in any way.
You mean...
They just go... Oh,
no, you would have thought that at least they would have opened a panel and kind of had a shaky hand symbol there with a pair of clippers and then eventually clipped something.
Yeah, but no, they just go home.
Counter-Strike developers.
Stop being lazy bastards.
Graphics effect, just a little shaky.
All they did was they did a HD remake of Counter-Strike and new maps.
A shaky pair of nail clippers over a wire and then diffuse. Job done. That's all people would have wanted.
Better yet, let people guess. Have a rush button that makes you guy go, oh fuck, and it may win, it may not. You never know. But let's be honest.
That would have been incredible.
If you're defusing a bomb and you know there's 2 seconds on it, you're not going to spend a minute trying to defuse it, are you? You're just going to go, fuck this. You're going to die either way. Sorry.
Instant diffuse, 10%, 20% chance of success. Job done.
It only costs 99p every time you do. Sorry.
Oh, that's bad.
Last of Us 2 is 50-50 chance it's going to be made. Basically, they have to have a story. They have to have a reason to make it.
Yeah, they won't make a game.
Chances?
Yeah, they won't make a game just for the sake of making another Last of Us game. However, if they can find the right story, then they will make another Last of Us game. At this point, they think it's a 50-50. Basically, they're clearly working on trying to find a story that works. Yeah. While at the same time trying to find a story that will work for the Last of Us movie.
Which Sony are making.
Well, shocker.
Yeah. We think we know who's going to be cast as Ellie.
It'd be daft not to, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But Joel, I mean, no idea.
It could be anybody.
Yeah.
Could be me.
It's not.
No,
I can't imagine your acting ability.
No, my acting ability...
Well, if it's as good as our podcasting ability, we have problems. Daylight will allow Twitch users to interact.
I could play a Firefly. They seem to die very well.
harsh. So Daylight will let Twitch interact.
Right, this is the upcoming PS4 game, Daylight. It's a horror survival
Dead Island with free running.
Yes.
Yeah. It's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It looks like Dead Island, except that you can jump and do parkour.
Yeah. But
it looks as good as Brink did.
It looks like... No, that's mean. Take it back.
Yeah, it looks better than Brink the Zombies.
Yeah. But here's the interesting part. They clearly want people to stream it on Twitch. And what's going to happen is that the Twitch viewers will be able to impact the game of the people playing it.
Yeah. By voting either Anarchy, Democracy...
It's not. They will not be able to invoke the Helix fossil. Though, if they could, I would be very, very proud of those developers.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But they'll be able to, the fact that the Twitch viewers will be able to impact on this game means that this technology that Twitch plays Pokemon has clearly been there for quite some time, and that people just haven't.
Yeah, haven't made the most of it.
Yeah.
PS4 pricing blunder had Killzone Shadowfall for 85
Oh, this
pence.
was fucking brilliant. They released a set of player card images for PS4. And they released a Killzone Shadowfall one for 85p. Unfortunately, they kind of fucked up, and for some reason, buying this 85p Killzone Shadowfall badge came bundled with a full copy of Killzone Shadowfall.
Yeah, it was a massive fail.
So quite a few players that managed to clock onto this before Sony shut it down. I think it was about 6 hours it was running. Yeah, they managed to get 85p copies of the game.
At times. Especially for PS4 as well, because any new game is expensive for a while.
I mean, a bit.
Okay.
Feel free to... Sorry.
Yeah, why not? You can get real life Mario Karts. So for $200 at Toys R Us, you can get a little plastic Mario Kart that your kid can sit in and go 2.5 miles per hour. It sounds shit, to be fair. It's not the Mario Kart we've all been waiting for. Because I don't know about you, I want a real Mario Kart with an engine. I want it to make silly noises. I want to be able to throw shells at people.
Yeah, you're not thinking far enough. You're not thinking far enough.
Oh, we could do the double dash. Someone on the back as well.
Yeah, but now we've got an official shell that we can buy.
Yeah, but it's too small. I've already thought about this. You can't fit an engine in there.
Can you not?
It's probably easier just to make and get go-kart look like a Mario Kart than it is to take that.
I don't know. I think...
Also, Vertigenius Golf.
We've spoken about this. Vertigenius Golf is the steampunk golf game that I want.
Yeah. And it's
The
now
world
available
needs-
for early access.
I'm not... It's the fact that it's early access. The early access program annoys me slightly.
I don't really know what it is.
Early access is basically buying alphas.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. If you know they're going to carry on developing. That's how Minecraft got its success. That's how a lot of big games did well.
No, it's how Minecraft did well. They give me one other example of a game that was bought in alpha that turned out good.
That time-travelling RTS you played.
Fuck it, yes. Acronox, yeah.
Wasn't...
Acron.
Acron. That was a cool game. But nobody bought it.
Nobody bought it after the clever people that bought it in early access.
Yeah.
Goddess.
I totally bought into that one. I have it at home.
Have you played it yet?
Nope. Probably won't ever. Until they turn the servers off, and then I'll probably go, shit, let's play it for a week. Yeah, as everyone does. I'm going to skip that one because it's a bit... Oh, dear. There you go. I've malformed it now. So you may as well just go with South Park Stick of Truth censorship screens are freaking awesome.
Yes. Now, because they were forced to censor Stick of Truth in EU and Australian regions, they decided that the region said you have to remove this scene and this scene, and that will allow us to let you put the game out in our regions. Rather than most games who just cut those scenes, South Park developers decided to put alternative scenes in there.
Yeah.
That are basically, in the case of Australia, a crying koala with a description, a text description of what you would have seen had your government not been a retard.
Yeah.
The
European one is just
and the European one is the statue of David.
Yeah.
Face palming. We're on the European flag. And the same description of what you would have seen. Shockingly, that appears a lot less than it does in the Australian game.
Yeah,
there are 3 scenes removed from the European version. There are 7 removed from the Australian.
I love the fact that an island founded by criminals censors the game so much. There's something about it just tickles me.
Yeah.
The King saga. They've abandoned candy trademark in the US.
Yeah, they've apparently...
I say abandoned.
I think they had it taken from them.
Yeah.
Rumour is they had it removed from them, that the trademark office decided, hang on, we made a mistake here, and revoked it because they never technically had it in the first place.
Yeah.
But they still have it in the UK.
Yeah, which
and they still have Saga in both fucking nations.
That'll get revoked as well.
Yeah.
Anything that can be used in any name. Saga specifically is worse than candy.
Yeah. Saga was the worst thing.
Yeah. We've also got the Oculus Rift. It will be affordable, says its creator.
They're targeting a $300 price mark for the initial kit.
Yeah. You know, we'll be able to afford that.
Eh?
You know, we'll definitely be able to afford that.
Who?
The guy who made Gary's mod.
Good attempt at a segue, but I'm not going to allow it.
Oh. Go on then. What were you going to say?
No, I'm just going to say that they're aiming for $300 is
reasonable.
It's actually a low enough price to make it reasonable for your average gaming consumer. It's not reasonable for your average consumer.
Yeah.
But for your average gamer,
it's not that bad.
I can think of people that have paid more than that for mice and keyboards.
Yeah, so I'm thinking you can spend a fortune on a mouse and keyboard.
You can pay $70 for a keyboard. You can pay $70 for a mouse, $120 on a keyboard, $200 on a headset.
Yeah. When you can have an Oculus Rift and you can be there, man. That'd be awesome. I can't wait.
They had the alternative on Gadget Show this week as well. The what's it called?
Yep.
The headband one.
Yeah.
There was
that one that flips down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That doesn't actually. You know, it was on Kickstarter, and I originally thought it was screens in there.
Yeah.
It's not. It's retinal display. It's literally laser. It's literally reflected directly into your retina. There's no actual screen there.
Oh. So it kind of projects it into you.
So it's full HD projection directly into your eyes. Your stereoscopic 3D is literally beamed directly into each eye, and Jesus Christ, this thing looks awesome.
It sounds painful. It does, let's be honest.
But that's how your eyes work.
But yes, Gary's mod and Rust have both made more than 30 million.
Right. No, here's the intro.
You didn't give me a chance.
Yeah.
I was going to elaborate.
Go on.
Pretty much happened at the same time, despite the fact Rust has only been out a few months and Gary's mod has been out years.
Yeah, Gary's mod has just broken the $30 million mark. Less than 2 days after Rust, made by the same company, hit the same value.
But Gary's mod was kind of like an alpha of Rust.
Yes.
Build what you want, a tiny bit of guidance. Then Rust came about, which is basically Minecraft on acid. 3D proper Minecraft.
Basically, here's Minecraft, here's Gary's mod.
Yeah.
Here's Rust.
And it looks great. You can run around with a rock and beat things. And then you can beat a tree with a rock until it becomes an axe.
Yeah.
You see my problem here?
Yeah. You need to play Minecraft.
I need to play Rust. Rust looks more fun.
I'll buy Rust.
What got me interested in Rust is somebody's description online of, I built a house around somebody's house, he's now my pet.
Yeah.
That idea is brilliant. If somebody has actually legitimately kept a person as a pet, that is amazing. And apparently this person as a pet just kept saying, my clan's coming, they're going to save me, and they never came.
Oh, that's mean.
Which, I hope that's true. I don't even know if that's possible, but I hope that's true, that somebody kept a human as a pet.
Well, no, I suppose the weird thing
if
about...
If you spawn in your house, then...
Yeah, if you spawn in your bed, then yeah, that guy's fucked. Because all he can do is try and break his way out. Depending on the server rules, then he may not be able to break other people's stuff. Although I find that hard to believe in that kind of environment. He'd be able to break through a wall.
You'd think so. But
at the same time, if the person happens to be online at the same time, then he could break through a wall at the same time the guy outside is building another wall around him.
A bit more each time.
This is one of the things that can happen on server play. It happens in Minecraft all the time, people trolling each other. If you're on a public server, you can build stuff, and this is why a lot of servers have rules, anti-trolling rules. But
don't be a dick.
Yeah, don't be a dick rules. But it still happens.
Yeah.
We need to either sit down and play Minecraft or Rust.
I vote Rust, because Rust looks more fun.
Then we need to sort it out and get it arranged.
I think we're done though.
I think that's it for stories.
Yeah.
I think we're done. Yeah. I'm DrunkenGamer, this is Gow, and...
This has been an extremely long podcast.
No, it hasn't. It's been a much shorter podcast than normal.
No.
It has. The extra time stuff.
Oh, there's more.
Platinum Games have a new video singing the praises of Nintendo. Basically, they're pissing off everybody who says, why don't you make it on another platform? By saying, none of the other platforms would fucking pay for it. Bayonetta 2 only exists because Nintendo were willing to stick their hands in their pockets and pay for it.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Somebody doodled Farts and Crafts. It's Destructoid doodling, basically. Okay. And they take a gaming topic and then turn it into doodles. And the fact that the new Arkham was announced and that Titanfall is popular, they drew Batman in a Titan.
Nice. That's a scary thought, right?
Yeah. There's a trailer video for Warlords of Draenor. There's a trailer video, an advert for Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls, and a 17-minute video of Heroes of the Storm. Can you tell I was looking at Blizzard videos this week?
Yeah, you seem to be a fan.
I'm never.
There's the lowest score on a Super Mario.
I think we may have already mentioned that.
Yeah, I remember you showing me a few weeks back, so that's probably been mentioned.
Yeah. But the video link is there now. An old Chinese instrument, a historic Chinese instrument, and it plays the Mario Brothers theme perfectly. It's as if it was made for it.
Maybe it was.
It wasn't, but
maybe there's proof of time travel right there. Somebody went back and made something just for the Mario theme. N++,
the next generation of N+, for PS4.
I can't wait for N++, honestly.
But it looks brilliant. There's very few ways where you could get N+ wrong. 19 minutes of the new Yoshi's Island, or Yoshi's New Island, as it's actually called, because it's set on a different island from the last Yoshi's Island. So rather than New Mario Brothers, where it's just new for the sake of it,
Yoshi's just got a new island.
Yoshi just happens to have a new island.
He is the 1%, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yoshi is minted. He just goes and buys a new island when he wants one.
There's a funny video of the way that they managed to come up with the idea of Sonic, and it's a video just worth watching.
Okay.
It's called "What's the Opposite of a Fast Blue Hedgehog?" and that's how they came up with Eggman, because eggs are slow because they can't move.
Yeah.
So
they have cool mustaches.
No, they're slow because they can't move. So that's the opposite of fast. So it has to be red, so it's the opposite of blue, and it's smooth, so it's the opposite of spiky.
Nice.
And how do you make this an enemy? You make it a man, and how do we know it's evil? We give it a mustache. Eggman.
Job done. Or Robotnik.
Or Robotnik, as he's supposed to be not. A video of the Winter Olympics. It was the speed skating. How the Olympics would be better if you had Mario-style power-ups.
Somebody superimposed power-ups into
Yes!
So every time somebody falls.
Yes!
Yeah.
You see bananas, you see blue
Fantastic.
shells, you see everything. It's brilliant. And there's a weird Japanese trailer for a game I have no idea about. It's just, what the fuck? Watch it.
Yeah.
And on that, we're off.
Yeah. Bye. It's been nice drinking. It's been nice drinking. It's true, it's been very nice drinking.